What's going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome to the preview for our game to the London Stadium to take on West Ham United. And I had to bring in, I didn't even really want to. I didn't really want to have to bring this guy in, but ex-West Ham, you know what I mean? West Ham legend, my bro. What's going on, Anton, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good. About you didn't want to. Don't give me that rubbish, man. Why you trying? Don't give me that about you don't want to.
Nah,
because it was only right. It's only right.
It's because we lost. It's because we lost. It's because we lost against Brighton. That's why I didn't want to, because I know you're going to be feeling a bit confident and all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big game, man. Listen, we're bottling it away from home. I'm feeling really down about our away performances. Our saving grace is that teams in the bottom half, we've got a really good away record against, and the teams in the top half, we've got a shocking away record against. This game coming up for you, like, obviously, look, you've got the big Europa League game. You're nearly safe, but you probably need one more win to guarantee it. How are you feeling going into this? How do you think it's going to play out?
I think it's going to be a tough game. Man United games were always tough, even with how up and down you guys have been over the last however many years. I think they're always tough games against United because of the history of the football club, the fan base that travels with the football club. They're always tough games. And by the way, the quality of player that you've got still, you know, any one of them can turn it on at any given time and be a match winner, you know, and the likes of Marcus Rashford, you know, who's top draw, Casemiro, who shouldn't be playing on the weekend. Let's be honest. After yesterday, he should have got sent off.
No.
He should have got sent off.
That is fair share of sending offs, man.
Yeah, and he should have had another one. But yeah, they're always tough games. But we're at home, and we need, like you say, we need one more win to be truly safe. And the quicker we can get it, the better it will be for us as fans, and especially with the Conference League semi-final coming up. If we can be safe before that game and then throw everything into the semi-final, the two semi-final games, the two legs. For me as a West Ham fan, that would be ideal.
How much do you think David Moyes will look at that game coming up? Or is it on Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
First leg. Yeah. How much do you think he'll look at that game against AZ Alkmaar and maybe tweak the Premier League side? Or is it, listen, we're still not 100% safe, so strongest side in both. I don't care about resting any players or half an eye on the AZ Alkmaar game. This is Man United at home, and if we can win or get a point or whatever, you know, we could help ourselves be safe. How much do you think he'll look at that?
To be honest with you, I don't really know. I think for me, looking at it as a fan, you want to get safe as quick as possible. Yes, our club hasn't won anything for many years, and it'll be fantastic if we do win. If we do win the Conference League, of course it would. But he rested players, key players, against Man City this week.
And he said there's a bit of illness as well, though, at the same time I saw.
Exactly. And it depends on how them players are that were ill or rested, so to speak. I think because them players, and they were key players, by the way, that were rested / might have a bug, I'd play them. And so they get back into their rhythm for the game on Thursday. Yes, the game on Thursday is as important because we're at a position where we can actually go on and win this competition. But if we can do both in the week, I'm a firm believer, and I've said it many times, when you're winning games, you never feel tired, you know, and if we could get a win on the weekend going into Thursday, it breeds massive confidence into the team, and it takes away that tiredness.
For me, from a Man United perspective, Liverpool are bearing down on us. And look, before that Brighton game, it was what there's a possible 18 points to play for, and you need 9. So we needed, out of 6 games, we needed to win 3 to make it to make it safe for top 4. We've lost that one, so there's now 5 games left, and we need 3 wins still. It doesn't change anything. And we have 3 home games. Home games is where we've really been good, and the home games are against Wolves, Fulham, and Chelsea. So if you're a betting man, you'd say Man United will probably win them 3 home games. But I'm worried about the mentality and like the momentum going into that phase, because you know, we're 2-0 up against Spurs. You've got 45 minutes to make sure that you don't concede 2 goals and you pretty much sort out the top 4. Then we scrape it against Villa, did well, big win. Then I did not predict a win at Brighton. I couldn't see it and got proved right. And I just think this is a really, by the time we play you, if Liverpool beat Brentford, which I think they will at Anfield, they're going to be 1 point behind us. Now, yes, we'd have 2 games in hand or about to play, and it's still in our hands, but psychologically, what does that do to us? Liverpool are 1 point behind. Yes, we got games in hand. I get that. But if you then don't beat West Ham, I just worry about
pressure's on.
Pressure's on, and we should never be in this position. I think we'll scrape over the line for top 4, and I mean scrape, fall over the line.
I hear hope in that voice, man. I hear their hope. And you know what? I know why there's hope, because if you don't finish in the top 4, you personally and other Man United fans,
I'm in the mud. Yeah? I'm in the mud.
Oh, you're in bother, because them Arsenal fans, Joel's gonna be at your neck, bro. He's gonna be. I saw the tweet yesterday. I saw it. Be careful of falling out of the top 4. So
I know. I would like to think it's got to be catastrophic. Like we need 3 wins. We need 3 wins. We need 9 points out of 15 games. Come on, man. You got to. If we just pick up an away win between Bournemouth and you, which I ain't confident about Sunday, by the way. Let's have that right. I ain't confident going to London Stadium. I never am. If we could just win that, and then you get a home game after that, win that, it can just change really quickly. But I'm worried. I think, obviously, if I look at the way West Ham play, and you know, I looked at their last home game, because obviously, look, you lost the last 3 games in a row now. You know, it was tough against Palace. That was a shootout. But if I look at your last home game, Paquetá scores a great goal. You know, and it was fine margins at 1-1. Jarrod Bowen's clean through, just offside. Liverpool playing that high line. Then they had a couple of goal line melees, and then they score. Was it the Matip header in it? But I feel like it's a tight game. It's a tight game. And if we go 1-0 down, what are our minerals saying? Because Liverpool went 1-0 down too, but they got minerals at the minute. You know, Gakpo scores a good goal, then they find their way into the game. When we go 1-0 down away from home, I ain't feeling us like that.
No, of course. And the London Stadium seems to be like a good place for West Ham at the moment. I mean, because of the European nights, you know, the fans are behind the team, which in previous years, being at this stage of the season and being in the position that we're in the Premier League, normally it could be very, very controversial and very, very negative. But because of European games and European nights, there's still a buzz around the Olympic Stadium, which is a fantastic help for the players. I just hope, from a West Ham perspective, that we use that to our advantage. We have to start well.
Yeah.
The game on the weekend comes down to who starts the better, who starts well, I think, because we're both teams, Man United and West Ham. When we go down, what are the minerals there? So so it's both teams needs to start well. Whatever team starts better, and whoever can score the first goal, I think will be in a driving seat. And I hope it's us, because you know what it's like in our family, man. The family, the competitiveness, the rivalry. Even though Rio still loves West Ham, but he was successful at Man United, so which is understandable why he follows Man United. But let's hope that the younger Ferdinand can get another one over his brother like I did when I played.
Listen, don't take it back to when you played, mate. You've had many a horrible times against us, mate. Many a horrible times. Some real nightmares.
Yeah, but I've had some good ones. Don't worry about that. Good ones.
Did you win? Did you ever win at Old Trafford?
Yeah, last game of the season, stay up.
Oh yeah, the QPR one. Oh yeah. No, the Tevez one. The Tevez one.
Tevez.
Oh
yeah.
my God, yeah, you played in that one, bastards. Yeah, I remember that. Tevez, and then we got him straight after that, innit? But Yeah, kept you up.
Yeah. To be fair, I always done okay against you guys, you know. Always done, like personally, I
Oh, just
always done okay.
yeah. Because you've come up against
Yeah.
you've come up against us in our best moments against with our top jaw players. Who was the hardest player you played against for United?
Wazza was good.
Gotta be Rooney, innit?
Wazza was good, but also Danny Welbeck.
Serious?
Yeah, Danny Welbeck. Yeah, his movement. He don't get enough credit. That kid, man. I'm telling you, that man. I say that kid because
He's not a kid no
he's
more.
younger than me.
Yeah.
Nah, and when I was at Sunderland, he came on loan Sunderland, and when you play with him, you realise how good he is.
Yeah.
You know, but Danny Welbeck.
Did you play against Berbatov?
Yeah, I played against Berber. He was just silky. He was silky. He was mad silky. But like,
and Tevez the other way around when he came to us. Did you play against
Tevez was hard to play against. Wazza, man could drop, hurt you from deep, play on top of you, like aggression, all of that.
Different level.
I enjoyed the battles, if I'm honest, and there was always something more spicy and special about it because of the brotherly rivalry, and obviously they all see me as Rio's little brother. Do you know what I mean? So I always felt like I had a point to prove. You know, the young brother situation. No, I'm a Ferdinand in my own right. I'm going to show you, type thing.
Yeah, like, I'm not just here with Rio's brother. Like I can
exactly,
play.
Exactly. You know, and you know, it was. I love playing at Old Trafford, man. I absolutely love playing at the Theatre of Dreams as much as playing at Upton Park on the evening. You know, and the first time we actually played against each other was a madness. It was crazy. We normally talk most days and a few times through the week, but the week leading up to us playing against each other, we never spoke. And
nothing.
No talking.
Not between the families or cousins or the kids or anything. Just no
chatting.
Aren't talking.
Radio silence.
Households.
No chatting. No chatting. In a tunnel. No talking. I'd walk past him like he was a stranger, and he'd do the same to me. You know, and then we, even in the lineup, getting ready to go out for the game, we're standing next to each other. We're in the same position, standing next to each other, not even looking. And then when you do the handshake, when we done the handshake, the respect handshake, when we got to each other, we both just started laughing. Both started bending up. You know, and it broke the tension a little bit. But yeah, man, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, you have to keep it strictly professional, man. That must have been hard,
like
your whole careers. And your parents.
Hold a minute. Ruud van Nistelrooy, another one.
That's good. Ruud, I mean,
another one.
Jesus, proper shooter.
Another one.
Proper
joke.
Proper shooter. They just don't make him like that anymore. I know Haaland's obviously getting all these plaudits because he's going to smash.
His movement when the ball was wide was like different levels. I do remember one thing though. The ball broke out because you know when there was a rebound, he was sharp on the rebound.
On it, yeah.
The first game I played against him, I remember there was a shot. I think it was from Ronaldo or Giggsy, and he played a shot. They shot, and it parried out into the box, and I reacted first to the ball. Yeah, and Ruud was like bearing down on me, and I bust a little skill in the box, and that settled me down. I said, "Oh, a little."
Yeah, you thought you were sick. Yeah, you thought you were sick.
Listen, I was like United, and this is the first time probably United fans had seen me, and I was like, "Yeah, they've seen a bit of Rio." Bang, little skill out of the box, pass.
Yeah, but Ruud, that though. Bet you did.
Yeah, we lost. We lost. Oh, it was an iconic day. You know, like a sad day, but iconic. It was the first time me and Rio played against each other for the first time, and it was the day that George Best died.
Oh man! Oh yeah, I remember. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah,
it was
so
that
like
game.
a big iconic day, man.
Yeah,
it's to see, you know, obviously your career. Obviously, I love every time we speak in it, we kind of always talk about this. Like, I just love the way that like you're very open and honest. That like, yeah, Rio was doing things that he was doing. It was like doubly hard for you. And I know we're actually off topic from the game. This is actually really important because you felt like, nah, like I don't want to just be known as Rio's brother. I don't want to look like I got a handout or I came through just because Rio did. Like I had to work my ass off to get where I am.
Yeah, and that is the truth of it. Like listen, I'm not stupid. I knew I would get opportunities because I was Rio's brother. But the difference is I'd only ever get one opportunity because I was maybe given one because of the name. Whereas other people might get 2 or 3 opportunities. I'd only get one. So I knew I had to be ready for that opportunity. So I went from when I left school, and the penny really dropped when I left school to sign my first scholarship, my first YTS. The coaches used to have to drag me off the pitch because I was working on everything I was rubbish at. Because I wanted to make sure that I was ready when the opportunity came. You know, and when the opportunity did came, and when I did step on the pitch, Rio weren't with me. I had to go and do it myself. And I always the penny dropped around that really, really early for me. And all I'd done was work on my weaknesses, work as hard as possible every day. And when that opportunity came, I had to grab it with both hands. And that was pressure in itself without stepping onto the pitch and everyone going, if I don't see something that likens me to Rio within the first 5 minutes, they're all going to think I'm shit. And that's the stuff I carried. I knew people would watch me for 5 minutes.
That's pressure.
People would watch me for 5 minutes. If I didn't do something that likened me to him, he's shit, he'll never be as good as Rio. And I used to hear that as a kid. Like as a 9, 10-year-old, I'd go and get the ball if the ball goes off or thrown, and I would hear parents, he'll never be as good as Rio, he's shit. He's shit. He ain't a Ferdinand. I'd hear it. I've heard it all my career. But the facts are, when you look at the percentages of people that play at the top, you can't play at the top level in the Premier League because you're somebody's brother. You have to have something. You have to be good enough, you know? And I'm part of that 0.5% or 0.0.5% that has played in the Premier League, you know? And I'm proud of what I've done. But for not just one of us, but 2 of us in our family to do it as brothers, it's a credit to our parents, you know, and the upbringing that we did have.
For real. And just quickly before we move back to the game and finish off, what was Rio like in them times with you? Like when you're saying like you didn't want to be in the shadow and you had to work doubly as hard, you had to hear things like that. What was, as a big brother, was he like, listen, bro, you got this? Or did he kind of step back to say he didn't want to kind of put too much pressure on you, going to leave you to it? He was there if you needed him, kind of thing? Or was he very hands-on in terms of trying to, you know, make you be as successful as you could be?
You know what? He played his role as a big brother. Yeah. My mum and my dad and my family within our house, they always told me I was a good player. They always told me I'm a good player in my own right. And whatever people say outside of this household, it doesn't matter. Don't care about that. What matters is who says stuff in here. Yeah. But my brother, when we was kids, he played his part as a big brother where he helped make me resilient to this type of stuff. Where I'd play one-on-one with one of my best mates, and he would purposely let my mate win. So I'd go 2-0 up. I was better than my mate, and he'd let me go 2-0 up. Then he would save absolutely everything of mine and start letting goals in of my friends, and I'd be going. Like, I'd be crying, going, "Why are you letting it in for? Like, why are you doing this?" And he'll be going, "Shut up! What, are you just going to give up? Are you just going to give up? Is that what you're going to do? If you're going to give up, go home, go upstairs. I don't want to play with you." And that was, I looked at it as like, oh, my big brother's a liberty. But as I got older and I'm sitting here, and now I'm sitting here today, I now understand why he done it. You know, and I do it with my son. My son has to earn the right to beat me out in the garden. He has to earn the right to beat me. He ain't beat me yet, but he's got to earn the right. But he's got to learn to lose and become resilient. Because if he wants to play football, it's gonna be hard for him. There's no 2 ways about it.
Talk about it being hard for you as like the second Ferdinand there, like he's your brother, but for your son and for Rio's kids are gonna, you know, be footballers, whatever. But that carrying that name now after both of you, that's triply hard. That's even harder.
Yeah, it is, you know, and people don't realize it. Like sometimes the questions that the kids get, like I speak for my son, taking him out from when he like could talk properly, like so around 4 years old, 3.5, 4 years old, and I'm going to pick up a takeaway or something, and the first question he gets, are you going to be better than your dad and your uncle?
That's pressure.
You know what I mean? It's the first question. The first question.
Yeah.
And I've always said to him, and he's always gone, yeah. And the first time he got asked that question, I remember it in a Turkish restaurant, and he answered it like, yeah, of course I am. And I said to him, see the way you answered that. That's the first time you've had that. First time you answered that question, your answer needs to be the same every single time. You know, and but for you to actually do it, you're gonna have to work hard.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
For real, 100%, man. Okay, just back to the game. I have to, because I got you. I have to ask about Declan Rice. I have to ask about Declan Rice because I know he's probably going to leave at the end of the season. Do you agree on that? He's probably going to leave at the end of the season. Or do you think he could stay?
Yeah, I think his time's up at West Ham. Personally, it kills me to say, but I think he deserves not just because he's a good player. He deserves to go on and try and win something. I would have never ever want a Harry Kane type situation with the likes of Declan Rice. I don't, and our fan base wouldn't want that. They'll appreciate the fact that he can go on and win trophies, but understand and know that his birthplace was West Ham United, you know, and where he was nurtured and where he was made into a player who was wanted for this type of money was all down to his hard work and the coaching and the coaches of West Ham United.
Where do you think he's best suited to, and do you think he could come into Manchester? Do you think Manchester United should look for him?
I think now you've got Eriksen, Casemiro, Fernandes. I think he could go into that team 100%. I don't think it's the right move for him, though, personally. I think if I was him, Arsenal was the best fit for him. I think what they've done this year, he can improve their team. He could go and play in the 8. He can play in the Xhaka role. He can play in the Partey role. Or as we know him at the moment as Dorneo, because he's playing like he's partying hard,
100%
rather than playing. And I think the project that they've got there, and the manager that they've got, and the way that Arteta is improving players, for Declan Rice personally to go and improve even more as a football player, and being a team that's potentially going to be challenging for the next few years or years to come, I think that's a project that looks better for him than anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go for him. I mean, obviously, will cost big money, but our priority is to get a striker for big money.
Yeah,
we do need midfielders. We do need midfielders. Declan Rice can definitely improve our midfield, but for the money he's going to cost, and what our main priority is, we can't be spending over 100 million on Declan Rice without trying to spend over 100 million on Kane or Osimhen or whoever it is. We got to get a striker. We have to.
Who would you prefer, Osimhen or Kane?
I'm leaning more towards Kane. A lot of you guys watching know that as well. And it's weird because the United View community, bro, they don't really. Most of the viewers don't really want Kane. They say like, no, there's no sell-on value. He's older now, injuries and that. Me personally, I don't get it. That's a guy that easily can play to the ages and to the levels of Lewandowski. Look what he's doing. Benzema. Like, in a good team, Harry Kane can score a bucket load of goals. For me, if Harry Kane played for Bayern Munich, like Lewandowski did, he'd have scored all them goals. If Harry Kane played for Real Madrid as the main number 9, he would have scored a ton of goals. If Harry Kane played for Barcelona now, like Lewandowski's, he'd do the same thing as these guys. He's that good. If he played for City, he'd score 25, 30 goals a season, easy. He makes Spurs relevant. Do you know what I'm saying? In a poor Spurs team, man, still 5-0 down against Newcastle. Man still goes and gets his goal. Do you know what I mean? Against flipping Liverpool, team's pretty much down and out. I'm getting my goal. I'm on top. I'm on golden boot duty. I ain't gonna get it because
I think the risk that you've got in terms of, say you go and get Osimhen, who's a fantastic talent. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We've seen so many players that are wicked in other regions and other countries and other leagues come to the Premier League and struggle.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that he would, but we've seen it. Whereas you got somebody in Kane who's proven in the Premier League.
Do you think he's perfect for Man United now?
I think for the way you play, and I think the way that you're intricate, you're more intricate around the final third. I think you'll get loads of chances. I think the only thing is, I think Rash would have to adapt his game a little bit if Kane comes, because Kane needs runners. And that's one thing that Rashford's got, is legs to run in behind, you know. But even the likes of Sancho, when he plays, Antony, when you got a man like Kane, that ball to your feet business ain't going to be the one. You got to run.
Feed him quick, and you got to run.
You got to run. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's going to be, bringing Kane in, there's going to have to be adjustments to some people's game, but that's going to come down to how good the management is and how good he can get people buying into it.
Before we get your predictions, I'm just going to ask you a couple quick fire questions, yeah? There's no right or wrong answers, it's your opinion, yeah? First one, will West Ham be safe this year?
Yes.
Easy?
No hesitation. No, there's no hesitation. Yes. Do you know why? There's three worse teams than us.
Okay. Will West Ham win the Conference League? Will actually, who one player you'd take from Man United and why?
Do you know, back in the day, I would have said there would have been like 5 or 6. That would have been easy. Now it's hard because.
What out of our current team, you're struggling to pick players that you take in your current team now?
Yeah.
Oh, like who? What do you mean? There should be at least 8.
I'd take Rashford and put him up top.
Out of all the players, that's the only one you're set. You wouldn't have Bruno Fernandes in your team.
Yeah, I would. But
what do you mean, mate? What's this?
You know what? Listen, I think Bruno Fernandes is top. I think he's a lovely player. But all this hand business, it does my nothing.
He's our guy.
Watch that every week.
Guy, man.
I'm not disputing that. But the hand business for the fans and that type of stuff, I can't.
Wait,
like it.
Well, who are you taking then? Luke Shaw or Cresswell?
Ericsson.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What? Casemiro or Flynn Downs? Don't do this, Anton. You're better than this. I'm expecting man to say Rashford, Bruno, Shaw, Martinez, Varane. I'm supposed to just reel off the names. You're like, ooh, I'll probably take Rashford. You know, you're taking a piss. It's
a realization of where you're at.
What do you mean? Yeah, we're doing all right. We're about to qualify for top 4. First season, Eric Ten Hag.
No. You're about to. You're on a downward spiral right now.
Do you know what? Yeah,
you said it, not me. You said it.
No, I said we're dodgy away from home, but we'll still get top 4. Do you know what? You've annoyed me. We're gonna smash you now. Actually, no, we're not. Actually, I'm not doing that because I got the flex judge. No. You know what? I'm not even doing that.
No, go on, do that.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. One player apart from Declan Rice at West Ham who's good enough to play for Man United.
Jared Bowen.
Yeah. What do you think his ceiling is?
He just needs consistency. If he's consistent, he could play in your team. If he was consistent like he was last year, his numbers, he would produce more than Antony. I think on that right hand side.
Do you know what? It sounds.
And the reason why I say that, listen, Antony's Brazilian. He loves tricks. He loves all that type of stuff. Whereas Jared Bowen, he's not that. He's just straight. Let me try and create something.
Do you think he's better than him? Do you think he's better than Antony?
more productive, I'd say.
Mm.
He's got that more productive. He's got a productive gene that, in terms of the mentality, he's got a more productive mentality. Do you know what I mean? Like, he don't care about looking good. If I can get a shot off, I'm getting a shot off. Whereas like Antony, if I can get a shot off, but there's an opportunity to bust a skill, then get it off, I'll wait to bust the skill, then get the shot off because he looks better.
The way Antony plays, I think he's got more talent than Bowen. Like you said,
I agree with that.
But the word productive is an interesting word. I have to it's an uncomfortable one because the productivity of Bowen, maybe not so much this season, like we saying, if you get more consistent, because last season was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
You do see it. He can go left. He can obviously go left. He can go both ways. He can go right. You know, he can get the cross in early, shoot on sight, no backlift between a couple of players. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Antony's got to work on that side. That the productivity's actually been the side where I've been most disappointed with him. His work rate, his tenacity, his attitude, I'm happy with. Like his willingness to improve.
Which Jared's got all of that as well.
Yeah, to be honest, what the real question is how much difference is there between the guys just come for 80 million, which isn't his fault. 80 million that's our fault for going in late for him, versus, you know, the guy that, you know, came from Hull for what 15 million, something like that. How much difference is there? That's the question. And the fact that it's even that close of a discussion, I think probably shows you about that. I think you're right about the word productive. I think that's a good word to use because talent.
If you're buying someone for 80 million, they've got to be productive, surely.
And I think he'll get there, but
I think he will get there. But I don't think you pay 80. I'm a person. The way that I look at it, 80 million pounds to be productive, not work on production.
But he's young.
You know what I mean?
I think he's even younger than. But Antony's only like 22, man, 23. He's really young.
Listen, he's got a bright future. It's just whether he's got the capacity to take on board that he needs to be more productive and how to be productive.
Yeah, it's true.
He's got the ability. He's got the ability to.
Yeah, he's see, Antony's 23. He's 3 years younger than Bowen. So, you know, and because of the amount of money, we do forget how young he is. But yeah, it is an interesting one that the productivity from Bowen is quite good. All right, it's all said and done now. We've done the preview. Prediction time, mate. Prediction time. Let's have it. What are you saying?
2-1 West Ham. No hesitation.
No hesitation, yeah. What are you saying? I'm going to match you on that, but the other way. 2-1 Man United. 2-1
Let the best team win, bro. Let the best team win.
Yeah. I am nervous. I mean, and to be honest, you've sucked me into doing that because when I'm against the opposition fan, I can't just crumble and be like, actually, yeah, you're right, you're going to beat us. I did say yesterday, and I'll hold my hands up, when I was doing my review of the game outside the Amex, obviously I'm still frustrated. It's last 99th minute penalty. I'm like, I was fed up with the away record, innit? Like, of playing against the top half and only beating Fulham and all the rest just losing and a couple of draws. I was just pissed off, man. And I was like, I said, look, in the moment, I was like, can you see I was going to West Ham and winning? Because I can't. Like, I was in the moment. Calm down now. If you play the odds, Man United play better against the teams in the bottom half. You know, we've beat most of them, if not all, in the bottom half. So if you're saying West Ham and Bournemouth, Man United should be winning that on paper. But football ain't played on paper, is it? And it's a momentum game. So I'm going to calm down and change my prediction, guys, before you lot get in the comments to say, but you said we couldn't even beat them. Anton being that aggressive and saying it without a doubt, I can't be like, yeah, no, I'm not having that on here. I can't.
Put your ego to the side, man. Put your ego to the side.
No, we ain't losing.
Ego's the biggest killer of man. Put it to the side, bro.
Do you know what? I got a book, Ego is the Enemy. Wicked book. Yeah. So it's a good book.
And you know what? We need to win because when I see you on Wednesday, brothers, then we can chat.
Exactly. I ain't coming in if we lose. Yeah, I remember me and Anton's new show with Danny Murphy and Joe L. Bayer. I'm saying big up Joel. Make sure you check it out on 5 every single Wednesday, man. The Take On, it's brilliant. So yeah, Anton, thanks for coming on, bro.
No
pleasure.
problem, man.
And yeah, like you said, man, may the best team win, innit? No messing up.
Yeah.
No messing up. All right, man. I'll see you in a sec.
Yeah.
You guys smash a like on the
Nice
video.
one.
Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. And remember as well to download the Circle app. The link is in the video description below. And remember to play the 5-match millions as well. So all you need to do is choose one number between 1 and 27. Look at this guy. Get that out my screen, man. One match, one number between 1 and 27, one for each game, 5 games, and it starts from the 12:30 kickoffs today, all the way through. And Manchester United versus West Ham is also in that as well. So please do make sure that you get involved in that as well. The link's in the video description below. Get 5 numbers called out. You win £1 million. It's that easy, and you also win money for getting a number each time as well. So good luck to you guys who want to get involved in that. Take care, guys. We're out of it. Anton, I'll speak to you in 2 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Peace.